Chapter 1. Living and non-living things. Learning objectives. Living and non-living things. Features of living things. Non-living things. Differences between living and non-living things. Plants and animals. We can see many things around us. They can be divided into two groups. Living things and non-living things. Plants, birds, animals, insects and human beings are living things. These things have life in them. Rocks, sand and hills are non-living things. These things do not have life. Let us study about the features of living things. Living things need food. All living things need food to grow. Some animals like cow, deer and elephant depend on plants for their food. Some animals like the lion and tiger eat the flesh of the other animals. Animals like the crow and deer feed on both plants and animals. Animals cannot make their own food. They get their food from plants or from other animals. Wild animals depend on plants directly or indirectly for food. Green plants make their own food. Plants that are not green like molds and mushrooms cannot make their own food. Get their food from decaying matter. Living things breathe. Living things cannot live without air. Different animals have different types of body parts to breathe. Human beings and many animals breathe with the help of lungs. A fish breathes through its gills. Frogs breathe through both skin and lungs. Plants breathe through some openings in their leaves called stomata. Living things grow. All living things grow. A seed grows into a small plant called a seedling. The seedling grows into a big plant. A puppy grows to become a dog. A chick comes out of an egg and grows into a hen. A baby grows to become a man of a woman. Living things move. Human beings and animals move from one place to another in search of food, water and shelter. Some birds and animals move to other places to breathe. Some plants also show some movement. Some flowers open their petals during the day and close them at sunset. Birds bloom into flowers. Plants like touch me not and sunflower show movements. Living things reproduce. You must have seen baby frogs, kittens, puppies and the little one of the animals. Animals reproduce by laying eggs or by directly giving birth to young ones. Birds, fishes and frogs lay eggs. The young ones hatch out of the eggs. Most plants grow from seeds or through stem cutting. Human beings give birth to their young ones. All living things reproduce. Living things respond to the changes in the surrounding. Living things respond to the changes in the surrounding. The sense organs helps them to feed the changes around them. Some insects see light and they fly towards it. When animals feel a change, they respond to it. When you feel cold, you wear a woolen sweater. A dog hangs out its tongue when it feels hot. Plants also respond to change in the surrounding. The sunflower faces the east in the morning, turns toward the sun and faces the west in the evening. The touch me not plant closes its leaves when we touch it. Living things die. All living things grow old and die. Living things may live for a short or for a long time. They have a fixed lifespan. Living things that are no more alive are called dead things. Dead things do not show any of the features that a living thing shows. Living things have a life cycle. All living things are born. They grow up, reproduce and die. This is called a life cycle. Butterflies' egg hatch into a caterpillars. Caterpillars grow into a pupa and finally into a butterfly. This is the life cycle of a butterfly. A housefly lives for a week. A turtle lives for 100 years. Some plants live only for one season, while others live for many years. Non-living things. Things we see around us are either natural or man-made things. Natural things are either living or non-living things. All man-made things are non-living things. The sun, stones, mountain and clouds are natural non-living things. Things like tables, chairs and toys are all examples of man-made non-living things. Non-living things do not show any features of the living things. Differences between living and non-living things. Living things, non-living things. Living things need food. Living things breathe. Living things grow. Living things reproduce. Living things move on their own. Living things respond to changes in their surroundings. Living things have a life cycle. Non-living things do not need food. Non-living things do not breathe. Non-living things do not grow. Non-living things do not reproduce. Non-living things do not move on their own. Non-living things do not respond to the changes in their surroundings. Non-living things have no life cycle. Animals and plants. Both animals and plants are living things, but there are some differences between them. Animals move from place to place in search of food and shelter. They run away from their predators. Plants do not move and they do not have to search for food as they make their own food. Animals have breathing organs like gills, nose and air holes. Plants breathe through the opening in their leaves called stomata. Animals have sense organs to know about their surroundings. Plants do not have sense organs. Interdependence of plants and animals. Plants and animals depend on each other for their survival. Animals and plants depend on each other for many things. Honeybees and birds nectar from flowers and in return help a flower to turn into a seed. This seed is thrown by us after we eat the fruit. When the conditions are favorable, the seed becomes a new plant. Animals breathe out carbon dioxide, which is used by the plant during photosynthesis to make their food. Plants give out oxygen during photosynthesis, which is again taken in by the animal during respiration. Keywords. Tadpole, a baby frog with a large head and a small tail that lives in water. Caterpillar, a small worm-like creature with legs that grows into a butterfly or moth. Seedling, a young plant that grows out of a seed. Looking back, plants, animals and human beings are living things. Living things need food, breathe, move, respond and reproduce. The non-living things do not. Plants make their own food. Animals depend directly or indirectly on plants. Put a tick on the correct option.